Hey, and it don't stop. Look, I'm watching these videos, and I don't know how I came across it, but this thing about gay penguins. So I guess you have two. Well, I came across it because I came across this duck video, and it's these two girls dancing in a duck suit or in a bath tub, and basically saying that it's okay for ducks or something like that, the furry suit. It's real cute and it's very misleading. Um, but also, there's another guy who has his daughter and he's reading her this book. And of course, she's a beautiful child, and they show one man, one male. And so you have this understanding of this is a father or a parent to this child. But she's an adorable little girl. Reminds me of the little girl that I used to raise, that I tried to take care of. That, basically, we don't allow men who don't have like true custody of the child, where the woman lies to the man about the child and says that it's his child, and then he doesn't have any rights to the child after the truth comes out, or they have a Murray Kokovich show. You are not the father. So basically, I had no rights to take care of this child. And this child reminds me just of this child. But I followed the child for 7 years. And whenever I would see the child, because I knew where the babysitter was, so on her birthday and maybe like twice a week, I would go down to the child, bring some extra food, bring some things to the babysitter, because the babysitter knew how much I loved the child as my own flesh and blood, because I was under the understanding that it was my flesh and blood. Actually, the child has my last name. So, so she's would be about 16 years old, but eventually, the the mother had a new boyfriend, and she just would not, because the boyfriend was really jealous, and so he would not, allow me to have any relationship with the child, and I had no legal rights. They told me right then and there I have no legal rights. And she was like 1 year old for 7 years. I don't care if I saw her on the street. If I had $80 in my pocket, I would give it to the mother, even though she would not do anything to allow me to be. So anyway, I don't really feel any empathy for the man in the sense of like he's such a great man. For anybody can love a child, and most people do. And usually people who have problems and can't raise their children usually have a bigger problem, and that's the problem that needs addressing, not band-aiding it all with adoption. Adoption is not a solution. Adoption is a consequence. Adoption happens. The problem is with people that can't take care of their children for whatever emotional, mental, physical, spiritual reason cannot, and to say that they're unwanted children because they have been adopted, because they've been given up adopted, that they're unwanted, is a lie. And it's slander. And so homosexuals slander heterosexuals for marriage and raising children when they can do neither. So my point is about this thing. The man is reading a child, and again, an adorable child. Nobody does it. Blames it. The man is reading the child. And the man is not very affectionate, effeminate. So there's two illusions here. The man is not effeminate, so he's not coming off like some, where he's obviously looks crooked. And the second thing is that there's not another homosexual male there, which would obviously look crooked. Like there's something wrong with that picture. Crooked, like a picture on a wall and it's just slanted. there's something wrong with it. It's on, whenever you see two men hugged up and or kissing, and it's just something wrong with the picture, you don't see that. So all of that is omitted in the video. Second thing is he's teaching the child that homosexuality. He says he's going to church. Now, I don't have any problem with that. And if you sin, the church is the place for sinners. But I guarantee he is not teaching the child that homosexuality is a sin. Because if he had realized that, he would have never promoted it. If he believed that in any other kind of way. God says, the Bible says homosexuality is a sin. Jesus said anything that's in the Old Testament is professes to who I am. So it's not throwing it out or discounting it. Jesus didn't go around preaching about that, but he preached about Sodom and Gomorrah many a times. And they were punished for their homosexuality. Specifically. It didn't say regular men. It talked about homosexuality. So to pretend like it's not a sin. So this is the thing, the story. So why I blogged on the topic, because I was going to let it go, because everybody adores a father's love for the child. But that's not what the video is about. The video is about a man indoctrinating a small child that has no understanding about what adoption is, what her parents are, what homosexuality is, indoctrinating a child before the child has a 4-year-old girl who is supposed to grow up and have children, telling her that it's okay to be with a woman, and that the ins and outs of having child and having sex is totally irrelevant. So even that, I was gonna let that go, but basically somebody said that it's okay that only Christians are brainwashing children. And here is a prime example of a man brainwashing a 4-year-old little girl. And then saying he's going to church. And church specifically says it's a sin. So he's not teaching her to sin. And that is the problem. That's the problem. Nobody cares about what you do in your private. But when you start indoctrinating little kids, when you start preaching a lie, and that's what, again, it boils down to my problem is the lie. If he, and let's forget about the dumb penguins, okay? The penguins are dumb. Literally, if the penguins are sitting on a rock, that is the total expression of homosexuality. Is that no matter how long you sit on a rock, it ain't gonna happen. And then some other penguin just still, and then this is the thing. Then you have El Aquarium in London that has have two supposedly gay, two birds that are actually having sex with each other. Which is, I don't know how that's possible. I'm not even going to go that way. I don't know. I don't even know if they actually mean that the penguins, they said the gay penguins. I don't know if that actually means that the penguins are actually sodomizing each other. Okay? If they're actually having anal sex. Okay? I don't know if that's what they mean. I assume that they mean that these penguins are just cuddled up together. Okay, let's keep it light. Okay, but the fact of the matter is that they have that, and then they take an egg which does not belong to the penguins and give it to these two male penguins. So again, tampering. By all the natural laws of life, those penguins should not have an egg. They cannot create an egg. And so it's only through the perpetuation and the promotion of this fallacy, which they're doing this deed of trying to create this falsehood. And so what I'm saying is the book perpetuates falsehoods. And that's the thing that caught me about the book, is that the man didn't explain he says, oh, all the others, there's two lies in the book. Is that there's this person in the book, or they don't explain the entity. It's another penguin, I guess. And the penguin says, now the two male penguins could have been just friends, hanging out with each other. They did not say the penguins were having sex. They dropped that part. They omitted that part. A very inconvenient truth. Okay, so they took those two parts out, that the penguins weren't having sex. Okay, and so this is what they're teaching the child, is that they were two together. Now the penguins could have been just brothers. But then you have this omniscient penguin that comes around and say, oh, you two penguins must be in love. To make it something that they're not. And that's why I say homosexuals are the most homophobic people. Because, just because two people are hanging out and they might love each other doesn't mean that they want to have sex with each other. That's a whole different thing. So that's the first lie. The second one is that, then the homosexual penguins can't figure out that, that they aren't supposed to be, that they cannot procreate. And so they get a rock and they sit on a rock. And then this omniscient penguin comes again and says, oh, here's an egg I found. So what really happened in this aquarium is that they took it from other fertile and gave it to them. And then, of course, every heterosexual, every male and female has a natural ability to parent. Most of them. Some of them don't. Some of them are too selfish. And that's part of half of how our society is, is teaching people to be out for yourself. They can't really, take care of anybody else. Partly. So anyway, my point is that this, if you want to talk about brainwashing, that's a prime example. A man, never going to teach them what they taught in church. And then they're talking about this liberal Christian. Dividing Christianity into different forms of Christianity. Christianity is only based on the Bible. If it's not based on the Bible, then it ain't Christianity. God bless you all. Love you all.